This is the Sim Pit. I'm your host, Shaun Cole, and welcome to today's edition of the Pit Stop, where you, the pit crew, the mighty pit crew, you are the real star of today's show. Thank you for being here on a beautiful Hump Wednesday. Hump Day. Guess what day it is? I'm sorry, I'm such a goof. Why you people watch, I don't know. I am a goof and a half. I'm in a really good mood for a Wednesday. I'm just in a good mood. I don't know why. I've got a lot of planning, a lot of things going on. Working. Finally got my next level racing FGT Lite review filmed. It's in the editing bay. It will be done today because it has to, so I can move on to more things tomorrow. This is supposed to be my weekend, but it's a total work weekend. Sure, Rumble. I'm not sure what you did, but you know what? Just because I'm in such a delightful mood. Rumble, you send me an email. SHAUN, Shaun at thesimpit.com. Give me your address. Tell me I said I'd give you a sticker this morning, and I will. You just tell me what color. Black, white, orange, or blue. Anyway, so this is supposed to be my weekend, but I'm not going to take any time off this weekend. I'm going to work in the trenches. If I can get this review done today, it means that tomorrow we can completely open the door on new things. I've got checklists left and right. I'm working on consolidating it into one to-do list with a lot of focus. I'm trying to really get back on the review process. I've been very away from that, and I apologize to all of you because I think that's what you count on. You go back to the mission statement of my first video for the Sim Pit, and I really want to go back to honoring that. And I feel like we've really fallen behind on reviews in the name of an immense amount of live streaming. So we are, again, working on the balance, but right now it's more about me digging down deeper and working harder and smarter. So I'm going to convert this rig. Once again, people are joking about my sagging monitors. They're 100% right. I have the Deathmobile wood style rig. It's not the rig, though, funny enough. My rig is an Rseat, and it's as stable as can be. My Rseat is on a Deathmobile platform, I'll call it. It's a wood platform on caster wheels that has uprights made of 2x4s that are supported. And then these are 2x4s hanging off the side, and they do sag. A little bit of sag ass, like a Chevy with a 6-inch lift. You always get a sag ass on a Chevy with a 6-inch lift. Anyone knows your off-road trucks. But anyway, I get back to the real topic. I'm redoing this entire monitor stand. I want it a little bit higher. I'd like it a little bit straighter. I'd like it a little bit more lined up perfectly. Doing that with metal and some Visa adapters built into the wood. So it'll be a hybrid of wood and metal. In addition to that, I'm going to bring in the Twitch computer onto the rig. Instead of one, we're going to put two computers here. We're going to put a fourth monitor. Most people, that's for telemetry. For me, it's to watch my Twitch stream. And with that, you're going to see some changes in the balance and how we do some live streams and things like that. Anyway, streamlining the process. Mainly, my focus and goal, by the way, being able to create more content at a faster rate for you guys, basically. That's the bottom line. So that is what's going on. That's why it is a work weekend for me. That's why I guess I'm in a good mood. I think as long as I have a game plan, I'm usually in a good mood. If I'm in a bad mood, it's probably because I'm without plan and absent-minded. Anyway, what's going on? And that's what's going on with me, or at least that's what's going on at the Sim Pit. What's going on in sim racing is what we're really here to talk about today. Of course, you guys being the pit crew, you drive the conversation. Get the word? You see how I did that? You drive the conversation. And when I bring up a topic, I'm looking for your feedback. If I get crickets, I don't hear anything but just the whistling of the wind, then I assume it's something you guys just don't care much about. So that's how I'm going to judge things. The other thing is we are going to start seeing a decline for sure in the ESport coverage, and we're going to see a phase back, right? So you're going to stop seeing and hearing so much from the NASCAR, IndyCar, Formula One drivers. The relevance of them loving or hating what we do here will become less and less talked about, and we will start to transition back to our real heroes, guys like Alex Bergeron, who at this point is the best of the best in the world of Outlaws and the world of Sims, And he is now pulled even in the win column. He had a slow start this season, but he has now extended his World of Outlaws points lead with a win at Eldora. So congratulations to him. I missed the Mustang race. I'm sorry for that, you guys. That was part of the getting with it moment that I had over the last couple of days. I always have these epiphanies of what I'm doing right or wrong. So congratulations to Alex. Landon Castle. Landon Castle, the LCQC is back. 1 lap to win $10,000 on iRacing. Open time trials on Thursday, taking the top 40 for the main event to win it all Friday night at 9 p.m. Sign up now at landoncastle.com. That's open to any and all. Go ahead and jump in on that. Williams bragging about their drivers, you know, they have every right to. Their 2 big drivers are sitting number 1. Ryan Lusa, number 1 in the NASCAR points, with Williams ESport being number 1 in team as well. So good job by those guys, kicking ass. That's Matt Busa, by the way, is that should be Matt. That's Ryan Lusa. What else? Coca-Cola Racing Series. These are the guys we care about, right? These are the pros to us. The best in the business head to Charlotte. And this is actually a big deal. This one is a big deal. Because it's so hard to do. So this went yesterday. Who will capture the flag? 200 laps at Charlotte. Lee Hay is roaring around Charlotte. After 30 laps, it's Conti. Conti charging back through the field with fresh tires. Kligerman talking about seeing double. Conti continues to show the way. Close call for Garrett Lowe and Bowling Graham. Night of Strategies leaves little room for mistakes. Ooh, look at that. Green flag pitting. Oh, you guys, we have to do better on Friday nights. You guys have no idea how much fun green flag pitting is when it comes to oval race. Look at that. Look at that. Oh, that's awesome. All right, nearly a disaster. Yeah, we talked about that. Intimidating sight in the virtual mirror. Hi, Mom. Bowling Graham, probably less than 20 laps to go, giving a hi, Mom out. Here we go. This is the one we wanted. Roush Friendly, burn it down, Colin. You earned this one. Colin Keister wins the race, and this is his first official win in the highest level of oval racing, all of iRacing, the eNASCAR Coca-Cola iRacing Series. First time winner. Congratulations to him. A name that I'm sure we'll be hearing a lot more about in the future. The sound is a bit harsh this morning, and that printer sounds like an alien. That's what I was alluding to with this whole switching. This switch is happening immediately after the show, I think. I might not even have to wait for the weekend. So I finally have figured out why I've had so many issues with audio on the show. And so you guys can totally understand where I'm coming from. But anytime that Windows updates, it has a tendency to reset your graphics and your audio. Every time NVIDIA updates, it has a tendency to change your audio and your video. Even though everything here stays the same, I plug in cameras and microphones and my feed, my HDMI feed from this computer into the PC over here that controls all those things. And I noticed over the last few days that every time I do this, that when I replug this mic in, it might not pick it up in OBS. It might. Windows might set it to 50 or 80 or 100%. It seems to jump around. I don't know any reason why. I'm trying to get rid of doing that. We're going to try to get everything live onto this computer for the most part is what our next move is going to be doing. We're actually going to try to make that computer unnecessary and obsolete and put everything into this with the other computer being brought over and stop the madness of plugging in and unplugging on a daily basis. So when you combine all those updates with me also physically plugging things in and out on a daily basis, that's where you get to where my audio and it's like, I don't know that I actually need a different microphone. I don't know that I actually need a mixing board. What I need is consistency so that we can get our settings dialed in. If we had our settings dialed in, then we can have checklists that make sense, if that makes any sense. Anyway, okay, sorry, I hate to divert, but again, that's what we're here for. Thank you. I hope the little audio fix I did there. Anyway, congratulations once again to Colin Keister, showing his Keister to the world. Pretty funny. And Lando Norris is the first international to take a win in the BP Supercar All-Star Series. How great it would be to be an alien sim racer right now who is also a pro. The guys like Max Verstappen, Lando Norris, and there's a good handful of guys. It's not just those two by any means. Who can now jump in any series. It doesn't matter what the discipline is, whether it's open-wheeled high downforce or whether it literally is V8 supercars or whatever. Because they are the masters of sim racing, they can go change disciplines every day and beat up on the normal pros of that series. Anyway, I think that's kind of cool. Yeah, and the updates happen between. And I left some of the things. So OBS also is on that list as OBS. OBS changes settings and updates all the time now. It's a little hard to stay on top of. Anyway, Land and Castle, we already talked about that at the beginning of the iRacing. By the way, in case you missed something, in case I blow through it, it's a topic you want to read more about. All of the links to everything we're talking about here is down in the description of the show. Another one of the things that takes me a lot more time. Thank you, Devin. No, I'm kidding. The amount of prep time. To get this show ready for 9 o'clock, generally speaking, just to let you guys know, on a good day, I'm at my seat at 7 a.m. And I, on a good day, have the show ready to go at 8:15, and I'm live on Twitch by 8:20, 8:30 at the latest. And I can sit there for 30 minutes talking with the guys before I go live. That's a perfect scenario. But it means that no later than 7 a.m. I am here preparing for this show, which means any emails and other business stuff that I have to do, editing, anything has to be done before 7 a.m. And then the show does take us till 10:30 sometimes. Hang out with the guys on Twitch. Anyway, we're working on it, you guys. What else? Land and Castle qualifying challenge. Main event for the purse is $10,000, $1,000 to the winner, or no, $10,000 to win, $1,000 for second, $500 for third. Open time trial events will be followed up with inverted field races with $1,000 in prizes up for grabs, including prizes for those who missed the main event. So, could be a good thing to take part in. $16 entry fee. Oh, that part is pretty important too in order to register. Top 40 qualifyings from preliminaries transfer to the main event. Registration may close at any time. Guaranteed registration. Blah, 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 blah. What is the date? May 14th. Open time trials. That's tomorrow. Tomorrow. I can always do it tomorrow. What was my point with Assetto Corsa? Oh, this is kind of cool. Race Department posting this. So, the SRO ESport GT Series Amateur Championship, they have some additions to their broadcast team. None other than Vicky Butler Henderson. And I don't know who that is, but they do. Might be a European versus American thing there. And broadcasting legend Martin Haven joins Race Department for the SRO ESport GT Amateur Championship as well. Check out what he has to say ahead of round 1 this May 16th at Race Department. So, again, the link's there if you want to get ready to hear what he has to say about it. That's coming up in 3 days. RFactor, we have a champion. GT Pro Series finale in Le Mans proved to be another exciting event. Congratulations to Erhan Jajowski, eSport Triple, for being our very first GT World Champion in RFactor 2. GT Pro Series will return in August 2020 for season number 2. There's a picture of our winner Erhan, champion, not just race winner, champion Erhan Jajovski. Yes, Devin, me too. She was on 5th gear. Thank you, Brad Morrison. Thank you. Thank you, John. Sim Contender. Thank you, guys. You are the real star of today's show. You are the hardcore pit crew. Helping out. Getting my back. I just have to say them enough time. It's usually just when I see them for the first time that I haven't worked it out in my head yet. You know, once I think I do. Thank you, though. Thank you, Sim Contender. I haven't had to use the disclaimer button nearly as often. Excuse me. Excuse me. We were joking. I started taking vitamins, and between that and coffee, we're getting some interesting things. The Nomads Codemasters have dropped a roadmap detailing their plans to reveal content monthly leading up to the launch of Dirt 5. So in May, the Dirt 5 vibe. Ooh, are you getting the vibe? Sorry. June, they're going to start talking about career mode. July, they're going to move on to features and mixing it up. In August, ooh, we don't know. It's a big mystery. But by September, they'll be talking about multiplayer and online. And then finally in October, they're going to be preparing for launch. Devin, I agree. That's what I am feeling. That's what I'm sensing. That's what I'm hearing. And I'm really eager and happy about that, really. Yes, John. Now, in the case of OBS, I completely agree with you, especially on the Windows and the NVIDIA aspects. OBS, so what happened the other day on OBS is I rejected their update, and it literally wouldn't change scenes, which I don't know what their update would do to make my Stream Deck not work or make the scene changing, but every time I tried to change from like the intro to the live scene, it would lock up OBS. You cannot take vitamins on an empty stomach. Is that right, John? Well, they're not empty. They're chewable. But what if they're chewable vitamins? I like this rollout. I mean, it's a lot of... I feel like 5 months is a little bit long to be pushing that span, and that they might even lose some enthusiasm as they start getting me excited in May. That's one thing. I suppose it's whether... It seems like a long promo building up for that. I would probably knock that down to like 3 months. Of course they're Flintstone vitamins. I just shouldn't. Well, I drink coffee on an empty stomach too. I shouldn't do that either. Hey, Central, how you doing? Central Scrutinizer. I like that name. I'm taking multivitamin and vitamin C. Like I said, the show is driven by your guys' chat. I'm seeing more chat about vitamins than I am Dirt 5. Don't eat food on an empty stomach. Thank you, David. I'm sorry. I told the guys on Twitch earlier, I'm in a goofy mood today. I am a goof. Some tune name. Welcome to the show. Happy Hump Day to you. All right, so here, you know what? I will say, come on, this looks pretty cool. There's a picture of Dirt 5 coming to PS4 and PS5 later this year. 5 features explained by details. So they got all sorts of information. They're rolling out, as they said, in that plan. I'm just getting a little bit of mild, not major, heartburn, because I know what major heartburn is. Yeah, I get enough sun. You can see I'm not a very pale guy. I get sun. Zwift plus vitamins. You know what I need to do? You know what would make me my own personal hero? I really do mean it. So the push-up thing. You guys know the push-ups. I'm not going to do them. I haven't done it. I haven't earned them. The push-up thing is actually working. Not to brag. No, the push-up thing is kind of working. I actually can see a difference. And it kind of has me just think, man, you want to be my own, I want to be my own Superman, right? Or, you know, if does that make sense? If I could just get myself to ride my bike a little bit and do just a little bit of cardio. I've been eating a lot better. There's certain habits of mine not to be discussed that aren't going away anytime soon, and that's not great. I'm just saying there are a lot of things I could do to be a lot better than I am, and I'd like to impress myself, if that makes sense. So I'd like to kind of take the push-up thing and work it to, like, hey, maybe I need to have a kind bar, then chow my vitamins, and then go on a bike ride and then see if I even need coffee, right? Wouldn't that be something? Wouldn't that be something? Getting fitter allows me, yeah, because then I can just go on a rampage and be like, oh, that's 100. Pop, pop, pop. Can I just do burpees instead and do 40 instead of 100? I don't know. John Cheel, what habits? I don't know if I should discuss my habits. Nothing that bad. Nothing that bad. The coughing helps develop the core. There was a skit way back when, I can't even remember where it was, and it was about Sheena Easton, and they were talking about how she smokes weed, and it was the coughing from weed that gave her such a rippling stomach because she had like six-pack abs. Oh man, coffee. I need to get rid of coffee. Hookers and blow. Thank you, Brad. Yes, I'm sorry, you guys. You know, I'm doing a lot of push-ups. I like to get some cardio in my life, but it's really the hookers and blow. Six-pack abs come from dehydration. Oh, okay, so for the first time, Dirt 5 is going to come with photo mode. Who called this Dirt Horizon? Someone called this Dirt Horizon. Yeah, that was the one. Where's my audio? I don't hear anything, do you? See what I was talking about? TFR, that was brilliant. TFR, do you have a SimPit sticker? If you email me telling me that Dirt 5 is Dirt Horizon with your address and your color selection, I will send you a SimPit sticker. I'm really looking forward to Dirt 5, you guys. I'm not going to lie. I'm really looking forward to Dirt 5. Sorry, Dirt 5. I think that they really do know how to build the game built around entertainment, fun factor, and I think they'll really come through on that. Yeah, I think it'll be straight up. I mean, we'll be lucky to get dual controller support. We'll be lucky to get VR. I don't know. But I think that they will do a fairly good job of giving us an entertaining, fun factor, action-packed game. You guys heard? I'm sure everybody, it's not really sim racing related. But Vettel to leave Ferrari after the 2020 season. I heard a lot of speculation, obviously, about who would fill his seat. But yeah, they couldn't come to terms, and he will be leaving. So I guess, are we now officially in the silly season of 2020? I mean, it's so weird. That's something we haven't talked about with all the sports, whether it be racing, football, baseball. You know, football had their draft virtually and got it done. What's the silly season of racing going to be like this year when you either had no seasons or consolidated seasons or seasons that are going to be hard to judge in terms of by conventional means. So, yeah, is this the beginning already? Dave Blair says triple screen and VR support should be mandatory for every race game going forward. Now, with that said, Dave Blair, do you think we'll get to a point where more people are on widescreen, dual widescreens, and that triple screens would become more of a minority? Because it's not so much for the people who have triples already as much as for the people getting into it now. I wonder. I just kind of wonder. And would you give up triple screens for VR? Yeah, when you're relegated to number 2, that's usually you're on your way out anyway, right? I heard that I heard a thing from baseball that said that they're gonna try to they're considering opening up baseball with no fans, and then after getting it going, and they were talking about maybe playing a lot of music in the background and other things. Cranky. I do that on this computer right here sometimes, by the way. I actually run like I'm running in the Halo, and I run dual screen. And I was doing it just to test how I thought I'd like or not like a widescreen. I just had to ignore the bezel. But, I agree, Devin. Yes, I do agree. I think that they should all be. I just, you never know which way they're going to push. I mean, at this point, shouldn't the console games, shouldn't the next-gen consoles even be entertaining widescreen gaming monitors as a first step towards even triple support from an Xbox or a PlayStation? I mean, shouldn't the next gen be able to play a game at 1440 on a 49-inch double wide? I mean, it seems to me at this point that should be an option if they really want to be at the next gen. You know, what is the next gen about the next gen? Viral. I'm not going to touch there. I have an Asus bezel-free kit, and I actually really dig it, RTA. I really dig it. So the thing about the Asus bezel-free kit, which again I have one, it's intended for a bezel that is half as wide as mine. So YouTube, you're not seeing it right now. My bezels are about a half an inch. They're about that big. The Asus bezel-free kit is made for about a 1/4 inch. If you had a 1/4 inch, it virtually makes them disappear with a pixel stretching thing. And it's really cool. It makes you forget the bezels are there. Is it flawed? Oh, absolutely. It's not pixels. It's reproduction or stretching of pixels. But it totally makes them disappear, and the effect is really brilliant when you're racing. If you edit or do anything where you use the mouse at the very edges of the screens, it's just not so awesome. Now, in order to accommodate my half-inch bezels, RTA, what I did was I 3D printed an adapter that brought it out further, because ultimately it's a magnifying lens. So the further I made it, the bigger the pixels got, and I actually, at this much extra distance, could make my bezels disappear. It's just that it came at an even bigger compromise. Now, I would, even with that compromise, they would be on my rig today. I promise you that. They would be. Except for the fact that I edit on this rig, and I need to be able to see that very edge at times, and I couldn't, and it made it so I couldn't do it for this. It's really an amazing, yep, totally. I drew it up on Tinkercad, and I had them the next morning, and it worked like a champ. Okay, so we have some first gameplay from the new F2020. Are you guys hearing this? Is it too loud? Looks a little loud. Sorry, guys. Yeah, I think they are nearly or as powerful as a modern PC, yes. sim contender. And they're talking about frame rates that are rivaling PC frame rates. We probably just lost our monetization for this video, by the way. That was probably enough of that. Getting back to what you were saying, was it this one? It wasn't this one? Alright, never mind. Sorry. Forgive my scrolling. So yeah, 2020 trailer. A lot of people talking about the trailer. Check out the classic cars. The set F1. Blah, blah. Car selection. Cranky, that's one of the things that I want to get back on tomorrow. So one of the reasons I want to end this show in a reasonable time and get off the air is so that I can finish the edit of the Next Level Racing FGT Lite so that I can then get into that 3D wheel, which there's still some things to overcome on that. We can start putting it together, which will be exciting, but we still have to figure out what we're going to do about shifters. Yeah, anyway, so IGN with their preview video. All the links to everything are below if you guys want to check it out for yourselves. I think if I do it without audio, I'm probably safer. I bet it's the audio that gets us busted as much or more than the video still. Yeah, getting a little more of that Madden season play would be really good addition, I think, to it. Grid, so they are now multiplayer testing for Grid Autosport on the Android, including cross-platform play with the iOS testers. So that's kind of interesting that A, you could play Grid on your devices, but B, that you can do cross-play. Why do I think I heard like $500, John? Someone correct me on that, or if somebody knows the exact. Yep, I'm getting ready to do a shifter as well. I've looked at a few different ones. I probably should have done a shifter before the wheel, but truth be told, the wheel was one of the things I started printing when I first got the printer. The reason I bought the printer I have was specifically to 3D print a wheel. So I really do want to get to that, even though I probably should have worked my way up to the wheel. And that comes right as I'm using a different wheel. I just, I had this up in the rafters, and I finally pulled it out and put it on my rig. But I had this Pulsimer wheel with magnetic shifters that I just was like, I'm going to put my SimXperience adapter on that. And boom, I have a new wheel all of a sudden. Just like that. Boom, new wheel. NASCAR, this week's race was at New Hampshire. This is for NASCAR Heat 4 until they transition into 5 and we get back to business. Here's how the season's shaped up if you're interested in that. Ganassi talking about it. Ganassi, Gritton versus Arnold versus Stone at the Monster Mile. Pro League action resumes tomorrow night, that being tonight. And wait, didn't we have the one telling us what kind of tricks? No. Qualified P2 for tonight. So Joey Stone, Sloppy Joe, NASCAR race at New Hampshire. So tonight, New Hampshire, 8 o'clock Eastern, looks like. WRC results for the ADAC rally here. Race clutch, number 1, WRC drivers, number 2, virtual best racing, number 3 in the team standings. And that's another one. They have an eSport going as they're already promoting or talking about. Think about it. F1 has people running pro-level racing in 2019, but they're talking about and promoting 2020 on the way. WRC has eSport level stuff going on in WRC 8 as they are now promoting and pushing WRC 9 with it coming fairly reasonably soon as well. You've got NASCAR Heat doing the same thing. They are currently running their eSport on their NASCAR Heat 4 platform as we start to hear more and more about NASCAR Heat 5 coming relatively soon as well. That's what's going on. Exciting times, I tell you. Exciting times. Yeah, it was a cool cat livery. I saw that too. Consoles can be low-end PCs. Yeah, you know, for a lot of people, Cranky, you have the same wheel on your Accuforce? Are you kidding me? Are you serious? If you do you really... Oh, you're kidding me. Dave Blair, that is the highest compliment that anyone has ever given me, I do believe. I really mean it. I think that is the biggest compliment I've ever been given. Dave Blair says sometimes when he's watching the show, he forgets he's at work. Gamer Muscle posted this one yesterday, or Monday actually. In this video, he answers the most common questions asked about Automobilista 2. So, there you go, if you want to check that out. Links, again, for everything are down below. Race Room, brilliant racing from everybody yesterday in their DTM series. Anderstorp shows why it's one of the best tracks in the world for pure racing. I'd like to get our gang back on some European tracks. We might... Race Room, Assetto. We might have to do some... Yeah, Anderstorp, man. Anyway, Race Room League finales. What else? Activision. Gamer Muscle is taking part in their community races that were going on as well. Good for you, James, getting out there. That's good. And then here, gearing up for more DTM. Here's Sheldon Lind showing us how to storm around Anderstorp in a DTM car.
Get to use DRS here in the race, but now in qualifying there's no DRS available. Coming into turn 2, down to third gear normally. Try and get the curve early on the power into fourth gear.
Oh, you're 3. Yes, I'm doing the...
Again, missed the curb slide.
So it's the Fox 85 McLaren GT3 wheel rim that I have kind of gone away from his design. I didn't want to put an Arduino in it. I didn't want to put a bunch of cheap buttons. And when I used his instructions, it was taking me like the cheapest, like the, 10 buttons for for $3 type buttons, just these little flimsy buttons. And that's what all the holes were drilled for. And I just didn't like that. So even though there are some pros and cons to doing what I did, I went to a Derek Spear Mini 32 board because it fit inside of anything. And then I used Derek Spear buttons and encoders. So it meant a different combination of buttons. So I changed the layout of the buttons, I changed the size of the holes, and I put a SimPit logo on the center. I got rid of that pattern and area in the middle. Anyway, tomorrow, as soon as tomorrow, we're going to get back to that project, and you guys are going to be able to see what I've been up to with it. And the only thing I haven't sorted still, Cranky, I still haven't sorted out shifters, because I was like, I don't have those little switches. I might just grab some shifters off of a different wheel I have and stick them on there. I don't know. I had printed all the parts, but I didn't order because I couldn't figure out what he was using. His directions were so sucky. I couldn't figure out what he was using to activate it. It's like, yes, these magnets, here are the switches, but there was nothing else involved. So that's what we have yet to figure out, and we'll do when we proceed on that project. So this is kind of funny. So on Monday we talked about Fanatec posting their tease of their new wheel coming. This is going to be the third generation, essentially, of their Formula 1 ESport branded Club Sport steering wheel. They did an F1 2018. They did an F1 2019. Very similar wheel with like a color change is the biggest difference. Anyway, despite, I'm sure, embargoes, because I'm sure that Fanatec wanted to be the ones to show off their new wheel. Well, no, one of their... I'm not going to name the name because I don't know for a fact that this is it. I don't know for a fact that they didn't break an embargo. Maybe they had a deal with them. I don't know. But these are some spy photos of the F1 2020 wheel rim. I can't confirm that they are them. I'm not going to tell you where they are found. But this goes out before. I mean, they're making a big deal that tomorrow, tune in and check out their new secret wheel. But nope, one of their reviewers, and the reason I show this and say it like this is because Fnatic kind of cut me out of the loop a while ago. A few things that went on between us. Well, I don't get anything from them for review. So one of my complaints is nothing that unforgivable happened, but they've managed to leave me out of the loop. But, you know, I have a 15-year reputation in this industry, and not once have I ever been accused or caught or doing anything that broke an embargo of any kind whatsoever. But here you go, Fnatic. Here are the people you work with now, showing your video, showing your... It has a positive click on those shifters for sure, SimContender. SimContender, that made me laugh. That gets me a... that gets you a sticker if you don't have one. Send me an email. Shaun, SHAUN, @thesimpit.com, and tell me it was a positive click for a sticker. And give me your address and tell me if you want black, white, orange, or blue. Giving stickers away just for anybody today. I am in a good mood. People are making me laugh. Anyway, there is the new 2020. This could be. I'm doing that wrong. The 2020 F1 branded. I kind of like this. In the image here, this looks like camouflaged. I'm like, oh, that's kind of cool. But no, I think it's going to be this artsy fartsy, metallic-y. And I don't think that's going to go over well for my liking. At least it's gray on black. It looks like a bowling ball from the 70s to me. Or marmalade. It's the marmalade wheel. So, donate it to a newbie. Alright, if you're a newbie, if you're a first-time viewer of this show, then I would like you to email me at Shaun@thesimpit.com. Tell me you're a first-time viewer and that you want SimContender sticker. The first email I get in chronological order from a newbie that says that comment, I will send you a sticker. Give me your address and your color choice of stickers. You like the way? Yeah, it does look kind of cool. At first I thought it was camo, and even though I'm not a camo guy, I'm like, I kind of like it. I do like the black and orange scheme. I really like the selector knobs and the way these look in that triangular shape. I like the little half-protected lip, it looks like. So on the inboard edge of the top three buttons, like just a little hint of a protector. You've got a guard here. You've got what looks like up and down there. And then they're typical hat switches. It's got all the lights and stuff that's in it. So, very cool. RTA, you are not a first-time viewer. It's a type of carbon fiber. All right. Well, that looks... All right. There you go. Oh, and the other noticeable thing. That's rubber grips. That is not suede or Alcantara. That's rubber grips, which, honestly, for me in sim racing and longevity, I think I almost prefer that. I'm kind of tired of how many waxed-in Momos I've destroyed or waxed in over the years. I just don't need that in my sim rig when I'm going to spend... You know, you think about it, a sim rig gets thousands of hours to 10 hours in a real-life car. Forged carbon as opposed to woven. There you go. There's the real terminology. Thank you for that, Boki. I can send you your waxed rims. Perforated leather. Thank you. Where'd you get all the facts on this? I just got the spy photos, and I was waiting for Fnatic to do their thing tomorrow, to be honest with you. I was not going to stream it in a live watch party, by the way. All right. Well, and you guys will get to see my button layout when we get back to our 3D printed wheel. That's what I'm saying. All right, what else? ARS Technica, they're talking about esports versus a pro racing simulator with Jaguar's Mitch Evans. Links in the description if you want to read the whole thing. Spoiler alert, computer games are harder than real life. He goes on to talk, it's not just that simple. He actually talks about their the official Jaguar, like pro sims, but he's also talking about it having an entire staff running the simulator. It's not just like, oh, here's your sim in your house and you turn on your PC and you play in motion. It's an entire team making sure that the sim is doing what it's supposed to be doing. Putting it on the level that we talk about, yeah, computer games are a lot harder than real life. You can read the whole thing. The link's down there if you wanted it. Ah, he made him take it down. See, it's not about making him take it down, Cranky. It's about working with people who understand and honor embargoes. That's what it's about. Anyway, I don't even feel bad or sorry for Fnatic on that respect, by the way. And anybody who watches this show for a long time knows I have every reason and right to be thinking that. Here's an article on how fair is Zwift racing. E-racing continues to grow, but how is it policed? Good question. I don't know. I don't have a Zwift, so until I have a Zwift, I don't care. But if you guys are interested in that, links in the descriptions below. Here, I'm just going to blow through some of these. But GT World Challenge, it's more about where it is. GT World Challenge America posting this. Sim Racing, your guide to getting started. So again, this is real life motorsport fans who are sitting on the sidelines without the ability to watch their sport on Sunday as they normally do. And they're wondering, hey, this ESport that's going on, what are these guys doing? How do I do it? Well, here's an article at a mainstream place giving a little how-to on what to do. So they're saying, Seto, that looked like that package. That's the SRO package, if I'm not mistaken, that they're kind of shilling a little bit. But no surprise, they're working together with GT World Challenge. I'd gladly use that one too. Alright, what else? What else? Scroll ahead. Oh, don't go too far, Shaun. You've gone too far. Here's the thing. Thethings.com. How to build a proper home racing simulator. I just think it's so cool that sim racing in 3 months has become so mainstream that websites and things that never, ever, ever would have cared or posted a story are suddenly, what's this sim racing all about? Our people are asking us about it. How to build a proper home racing simulator at thethings.com. Want to race but don't want the dangers of a real track? Here are some instructions on how to build your own. And they talk about free space, PC or console, great questions, what racing games to choose, what steering wheels to choose, direct drive, they even acknowledge that. Oh, I remember the wrapped podium. That looks badass. That Fnatic, you should release that. I would like, that's a cool looking wheel. VR, headset, or monitor, it's pretty thorough. Race pedals, shifters, even covering the Pro Sim Lite. That is a great sequential shifter. Racing chair. Ooh, no. Cockpit. Anyway, mainstream media talking about sim racing like it's everyday business. Sticky Pickle. Before you make that comment, I don't know if I piss all over Fnatic all the time. I piss on Fnatic on the days that I feel like Fnatic has once again, I worked with Fnatic for many years. I made an error, which I apologized immensely for, and Fnatic has chosen to never keep me in their loop whatsoever ever since then. So I think I've earned the right to feel semi-offended when they work with other media sites that break in their embargoes, that breach their things, when I've done nothing but help Fnatic. So, and I'm going to give you another example, Sticky Pickle. Go watch anything made by Fnatic that I've ever reviewed, pre or post that problem. Go watch my Fnatic podium review. Yeah, and funny, thank you, Devin. It wasn't even all that much me. But the fact that so I had to acquire, and I'm not bitching, I'm just giving you the story. You ask why. But I don't piss on Fnatic on a daily basis, and I didn't piss on this wheel. I pissed on the fact that their embargo was breached, and that's all that I'm upset with. As far as whether I like or don't like the color scheme is irrelevant, but I mean, anybody who's ever actually heard me talk about Fnatic, I mean, every day I get emails from people about it, and I'm like, yeah, they're great wheels. I mean, I have nothing but positive things when it comes to that. So please don't misunderstand what I'm upset about. I'm upset about being out of the loop, and despite my attempts, to no avail. So when these moments happen, yeah, I'm offended for them on via me, because if they had worked with me, that never would have happened. So there you go. But feel free to disagree, by the way. I'm not trying to chew you out. I'm just trying to give you a little of the background on that. I hope you don't feel like I'm singling you out in a negative way. That certainly isn't my goal, to take a question mark at how I'm handling Fnatic and turning it on to you. John, no, they really don't make RF Pro available to the public. I mean, there might be ways. I don't know how much vetting or background checking they do to find out if you're a real racing team. But I think that if you were, I mean, if you could argue, I mean, like, I, with our Porsche Lemons team, maybe could convince them to sell it to me. I just don't think they want it in the hands of just rich guys who sim race. I'm not calling you rich, by the way. I'm just saying I don't think it's just a matter of money kind of thing. Thank you, Brad. Yeah, exactly. I'm very complimentary of Fnatic, and that's why I'm a little extra offended. I have a very high opinion of Fnatic. So when they don't want to work with me, yeah, it's like, wow, you guys really? I'm offended. Yes. Fair enough, though, Sticky. Totally fair enough and relevant, because if they singled this show out in this moment, then they would maintain their opinion. It's just that, I'm sorry, 99 out of 100 days, it's the opposite. 100 out of 100 email questions. I support Fnatic. That's the other part. That's the other part that I will say. I answer, oh my gosh, 3 emails a week with people asking me questions about Fnatic and whether it's the right decision for them or not. And I have never, ever said anything but the best things about that, if that was their question. And so as I sit here helping them sell wheels, as I sit here doing technical support, customer support for them, they still keep me in the blacklist. So I'm not, if this is the only show they pick to watch and it keeps me from getting their stuff, that, so be it. But this is a fair conversation, and to be honest with you, this conversation is exactly what this show is all about. This is about the real life sim racing world that we're in. Anyway, here's an article here at the ESport Observer talking about how sim racing carved out its niche in eSport, part 2. Yes, and then yes, fair enough. But well, I know, fair enough for you. I actually care immensely, and that's so that's the thing. I care immensely about Fnatic. Fnatic is one of the leaders in our industry. They're one of the most important companies in our industry, and for me, who has a incredible reputation in sim racing, to not have a relationship with that company, like you got to kind of wonder or look at who do you point the finger at. So again, I have a relationship with just about every company in sim racing, and I have a 99.9% approval rating, so to speak, or good relationship to have one company that won't let it go like that, when they know I'm out here, it's not a surprise. I'm not unknown to Fnatic by any means. So, yes. Thank you, Woot. Again, mini. This is mini, endless. I've gone... yes, free speech. Never mind. I could go on and on. I've gone out of my way for them in so many different ways. So, again, for them to not let it go... yeah, and I am going to speak freely on this because it is offensive and stupid and petty and childish. I'm not even going to say that, RG. See, I'm not even going to go there. I leave it to exactly where it is for me, which is that I have been very good to that company. I made a single mistake, and they have left me blacklisted for years. They haven't forgotten about me. They don't not know about me. They made a choice, and funny enough, it does time around them bringing on a certain media person in-house. And if I really want to get to the nitty-gritty, never mind. I'm not going to get into there. We're done with Fnatic. Sorry. Great conversation, though. I don't mind the conversation, but we do have to bring it to an end because it's a rabbit hole if you want me to dig into it. Verstappen, sim racing is the best way to stay sharp for Formula One return. You know, we're going to have to see. We're going to have to see here. Verstappen saying sim racing is the best way to keep sharp, bring on 2020. And then you've got Lewis Hamilton saying sim racing's stupid and there's no positive gain benefit whatsoever from it. And I'm not going to do anything. Bring on 2020. We will have to see what happens when they're back on the real track. We'll have to see. I mean, you never know. Engineering, cars, all those things are such a huge factor as well. But we're going to have to see who is on their best when the season returns. Verstappen, Norris, Hamilton. Who was the other? Was it Kimi, who ran off to his boat instead of sim racing? John Hill. I'm not going to comment on that, but that's funny. Cranky, wait, Cranky, there is no reason on earth you should not be doing that. If the V3 pedals go on sale on Black Friday, you would be a fool not to buy them. They are the best pedal for the money. No, Super Farva. No. You guys are so misunderstanding. You guys are literally taking my words that I didn't say at all and trying to make them in a different way. Anthony subbed on Twitch. Anthony, did you hear your trophy's actually done? It's going to be on the way tomorrow with your other package. Everything is on the way tomorrow. That maybe they is this username available? What did you go to after? If you hated, meaning past tense, what did you move on to? Marco, maybe they'll take orders for the future at a sale price. Like now, but the Husingfeld Sprints were a fair amount of money more than the V3s, correct? Sim contender. No sticker for you. I take back. Whoever claimed Sim Contender's first time viewer sticker, you just lost it because of that next comment. I kid. Yeah, so again, I'll stand by for the money. I don't think you can do better than the V3 pedals. And at $200, you can't do better than the TLCMs. But you're also talking about, 50% less money. Yeah, I'm not going to... That's something I don't touch upon. It's hard as a reviewer to really share customer experience. I will say I've heard that from friends and fans and everything. But their product is, stands on its own. Rick Hyde, I'm somewhat... Rick Hyde, what I'm really interested to see is how many pro racers stay around. I mean, guys like Max Verstappen, Lando Norris, these guys were sim racers before the epidemic, the pandemic, whatever you want to call it. So we know when they go back to real life racing that on an off weekend, they're still going to be right back in sim racing. What I really wonder is how many sim racers have been made out of real life racers who are like, you know what, in the off season or on a weekend where I'm kind of bored because I'm not racing, maybe it's time to jump out there and see if I can't find my guys. You know, they'll probably have a little circle, a little inner clique of pros where they know to go coordinate and find races together. I wouldn't be surprised if we gained some permanent new sim racers even in the pro ranks, let alone the lower ranks. And Chris Phillips had a great idea the other day. I should do a video of new to sim racing because of this ESport explosion. Don't quit. Do this first. So, anyway. Don't steal my idea. That's my idea. Chris Phillips gave it to me. Formula E, talking about Van Dorn. He was lucky to not be taken out completely in turn 1. There's a video here of the whole thing. I just looked. We're at 10 o'clock. Just this morning, I was saying, man, I got to keep this show down under an hour. I really do. So, Formula E, there was some video. Van Dorn almost got taken out, but went on to finish in second. This is kind of cool. So, I can't say her name correctly, but I definitely know her name. Simona de Silvestro. Did I say that right? She's one of the female phenoms of racing, post Danica. Anyway, check out her sim. Look at that. Nice looking sim that she runs. Look at all those helmets. That would be cool. I wish I had a bunch of helmets for background. A bunch of nice painted helmets. That would be even more awesomeness. What else? Sim Racing Virtual MotoGP continues at Misano this weekend. You can read all about it or hear about Simona's rig in the description of the show below here. Customer support. So how many of you are trying to convert your kids into sim racing, but sim racing is difficult or not fun enough or anything? Anyway, I don't know if this is a good one or not. Pure PlayStation talk about Race with Ryan, surprise track pack DLC release. Anyway, it's a total like kids driving game on the PS4. Outright Games has released the first downloadable content pack for its kid-friendly racing game, Race with Ryan. Anyway, maybe it's worth checking out or looking into if you guys are trying to convert your kids. Yep, and baseball's talking about coming back with like no fans, and then maybe bringing in 1,000 fans, and then maybe 2,500, and then maybe 25%, and kind of seeing how it goes. Wouldn't that be awesome, Rick? It happens. That's how I had met and met in real life. Dale Earnhardt. Sticky Pickle, yeah, I've heard. Again, I gotta not touch on that stuff. Steam Summer Sale. The dates have leaked. Here's when the savings will begin. This is from Games Radar. June 25th through July 9th is when the Steam Summer Sale. So, we're still a little early, mid-May. I mean, that's still over a month and a week. That's 5 weeks away. If you're bored out of your mind, stuck at home, I don't know if it's worth waiting 5 more weeks for a game. But if you're getting ready to buy some games, I know a lot of people save up and plan on this one. Like, I think last year on the summer sale, I might have bought 10 or 12 games, and to this day, I might not have even played 5 or 6 of them still. But I bought them because they were ridiculously cheap, and I'm like, hey, if I want a game, it'll be around. Now, I've been on a little spending spree of games lately with the whole being stuck at home thing. Maybe I need to stop buying anything new and make sure I take care of any Steam games that I'm going to want. Anyway, the dates are from June 25th through July 9th. Cranky, no, I restarted the game, and then I got guilt-ridden with not getting enough work done, and I kind of turned off VR. I just got myself a new VR. I just got the Rift S, and makes my life easy moving it out there too without it and the towers and things. And then I got almost to where I was before, and kind of just now I need to get back to it. Engineer, software engineer, RG. I missed your engineer. Hold on, where'd it go? Oh, thrustman last time, no problems at all. Fanatic, like I said, customer faulty. Yeah. Yeah. So you know that's gonna be interesting because whatever you see, baseball, or hockey, or basketball, or any of the sports try to do on reopening. You know, let's face it, all those sports I just named are a lot bigger than racing. Racing will probably emulate what they do, and come back without fans, and then start allowing fans on a limited basis, and then pending anything going wrong, like where they could be blamed, continue increasing it up to a certain percentage. But I don't think we're going to see... I don't think in 2020 we're going to see anyone pull the plug and just say fill the stands. I think that for all sports, 2020 season is now compromised, obviously not only in time, but the fan is going to be 25-35%, and that's the best you're going to see, at best. Flight track media, how do I VR? I use a Rift S. I have a Rift S that I use on this PC here, and if I'm racing, I pull up a portable rig or something to it, and if I'm gaming, I take it out in my dining room where I have the most space so I can run around and hopefully not kick my desk while trying to get rid of head crabs. Sim contender. Danger. Rendezvous in Paris. Alright, moving right along. How to install mods on SnowRunner. I didn't even know there were mods for SnowRunner yet, but apparently they are. And Online Race Driver has a little article telling you 130. There are already 139 mods listed for SnowRunner. Jeez, look at this, you guys. Why would you need a slammed Chevy? Look at this. The Cone Loaf. The Cone Loaf. Yeah, I love it. Look at all these mods, you guys. That was quick. 139 mods for SnowRunner already. Very cool. Beam NG Drive update 0.19.3 has now been released. Some new fixes and improvements. There's a list of all the fixes and improvements. A little rally car action. What else? Play Assetto Corsa Competizione for free. Save 40%. If you want to try out play without plan, then there are two choices during May. You can play Assetto Corsa Competizione for free or save 40% depending on whether you fancy driving in or trying before you buy. It's not been officially confirmed. Then they're going on to talk about the Steam sale as well coming. But right now you can get a discount. Check this out! Deathmobile Metallic Edition. Pretty impressive. First crack at a rig. Yes, she's heavy, but she will never break, and it sure was as hell doesn't wobble. No doubt about it. Look at that. Beast of a rig. Nice job. Who did this? Danger James 916. You know, we're so lucky that the wheels we have to choose from, for the most part, are all so good. I mean, there are really very few bad ones. This one, check this out. Don Bixotti. Like Quixote, I guess. Don Bixotti. My new setup inspired by IKEA. I've got the IKEA desk holding the monitor. Look at the giant monitor. And the IKEA chair pulled up to a next level racing wheel stand. That's all it takes. I bet you could sit in that for hours. No, he's not in a dedicated rig, but he can hide that and people don't think he's the biggest geek in the world. And then the epitome here, Johnny V posting this one. Look at this. SFX 100. Did I get it right? Did I finally get it right? I finally identified an SFX 100 by name and site. Season finale at St. Pete. I'm not going to any races this year. I'm done. Rich Tory, I am not the guy to ask about headsets. I use crappy headsets until a friend forced me to buy a pair of Sennheiser, or gave me a pair of Sennheiser. And I loved them so much that when they died, because I abused my headphones, I bought another pair of Sennheiser corded. So others would be able, I don't do wireless headsets, so others would be able to answer that way, way better than I can. Anyway, nice looking rig. And then finally, this, check this out. Who's sim racing? Marco Andretti! Marco Andretti finally got himself a rig. Looks like a full SimXperience setup. SimXperience full motion simulator. SimXperience wheelbase. Those look like HPP pedals? Those are HPP pedals for sure. I do believe. Yep. Those are HPP. Confirmed. He's got Marco there, and not bad. Jesse was joking, yeah, but I'll bet you that that rug is probably worth more than the sim. Anyway, Sennheiser. Look at all the family photos up on the hearth. Is that what you call the thing above the fireplace? All right, and then finally, last story of the day. Devin Booth, our very own, SimPit's very own Devin Booth, put out his SimPit Rookie Guide at Summit Point, Season 2, 2020. So if you want some good tips, here it is. There is Crazy Devin. What's this car behind you? What's this right there? What's this beater right-hand oval car on a picture? What's that all about, Devin? I want the story there. Anyway, but you should check this video out. It is right there at the SimPit. Came out today, and it is his rookie guide. Running in, looks like the Miata. You're running the Miata, right? Yep. Very cool stuff. Our resident Canadian stoner. I see multiple skate decks too, by the way. Old dirt and sprints. Awesome. Anyway, check that video out. That'll keep you entertained while I am away, because I'm going to be ending this show, and I'm going to get my ass in the editing seat, and I'm going to try to finish this Next Level Racing FGT Lite edit so that we can get to the 3D printed wheel and a few other things that I have up my sleeve. So all sorts of cool stuff. John said that Devin's become a very fast sim racer. Do you know that Devin acquired a Bodner direct drive wheel and like instantly improved time? I'm not saying they're faster. I'm just saying Devin picked up a lot of time. Anyway, that's going to do it for today's show. Thank you guys for being here. Thank you for being part of the pit crew and part of the great conversation. Like I said, you guys drive the time we spend and what we talk about, and I appreciate your conversation. I appreciate you guys having my back when I get something wrong or when I need to draw on my memory and I can't, and you've got it for me. I appreciate when you guys keep me in check and keep me honest and keep me always being real. But this has been a fun show. Always a pleasure. We will be back Friday night. We're still keeping Friday Pit Stop Friday at 5 o'clock my time. And then after that, we're going to have the SimPit Oval Series. If this week's numbers don't pick up for the Friday night show, we're going to move it back to Friday mornings. I'm still evaluating how many pit stops a week we should be doing. Love your guys' feedback, not only on that, but any and all things. You guys ever have anything you think we could do better? Ideas for the show, criticisms of the show, don't be shy. Email me, Shaun, SHAUN, at simpit.com, and I'd love to hear from you on what we could do better. But that's going to do it for this one. Get out there, do some sim racing. This is the SimPit. I'm Shaun Cole, and I'll see you on the track.